Hello everyone. Good morrow, good eve, ladles and jelly spoons. Here it is. Do you see the fancy? Do you feel fancy? Apparently it's Trudina. Everybody likes scary stories. At least I hope you like scary stories. The Thing. Ted Martin and Sam Miller were good friends. They spent a lot of time together. On this particular night, they were sitting on a fence near the post office talking about one thing or another. There was a field of turnips across the road. Suddenly, they saw something crawl out of the field and stand up. It looked like a man, but in the dark it was hard to tell for sure. Then it was gone. But soon it appeared again. It walked halfway across the road, then it turned around and went back into the field. Then it came out a third time and started toward them. By now, Ted and Sam were scared, and they started running. But when they finally stopped, they decided they were being foolish. They weren't sure what had scared them, so they decided to go back and get a better look. Pretty soon they saw it, for it was coming to meet them. It was wearing black pants, a white shirt, and black suspenders. Sam said, "I'm going to try to touch it. Then we'll know if it's real." He walked up to it and peered into its face. It had bright, penetrating eyes sunk deep into its head. It looked like a skeleton. Ted took one look at it and screamed. And again, he and Sam ran, but this time the skeleton followed them. When they got to Ted's house, they stood in the doorway and watched it. It stayed out in the road for a while. Then it disappeared. A year later, Ted got sick and died. Toward the end, Sam sat up with him every night. The night Ted died, Sam said he looked just like that skeleton. This one is called Cold as Clay. Don't judge me. A farmer had a daughter for whom he cared more than anything on earth. She fell in love with a farmhand named Jim. But the farmer did not think Jim was good enough for his daughter. To keep them apart, he sent her to live with her uncle on the other side of the country. Soon after she left, Jim got sick, and he wasted away and died. It's very happy. Everyone said he died of a broken heart. The farmer felt so guilty about Jim's death, he could not tell his daughter what had happened. She continued to think about Jim and the life they might have had together. Oh, that sucks. One night, many weeks later, there was a knock on her uncle's door. When the girl opened the door, Jim was standing there. "Your father asked me to get you," he said. "I came on my best horse." "Is there anything wrong?" she asked. "I don't know," he said. She packed a few things and they left. She rode behind him, clinging to his waist. Soon he complained of a headache. "It aches something terrible," he told her. She put her hand on his forehead. "Why, you're as cold as clay," she said. "I hope you're not ill." And she wrapped her handkerchief around his head. It traveled so swiftly that in a few hours they reached the farm. The girl quickly dismounted and knocked on the door. Her father was startled to see her. "Didn't you send for me?" she asked. "No, I didn't." She turned to Jim, but he was gone. And so was the horse. They went to the stable to look for them. The horse was there. It was covered with sweat and trembling with fear. But there was no sign of Jim. Terrified, her father told her the truth about Jim's death. Then, quickly, he went to see Jim's parents. They decided to open his grave. The corpse was in its coffin. But around its head, they found the girl's handkerchief. That's spooky. It's very spooky. But... Wait, Wolf. Don't judge me. The timber wolves around French Creek had gotten out of hand. There were so many wolves, the farmers could not stop them from killing their cattle and sheep. So, the state put a bounty on them. It would pay a hunter $10 for every wolf pelt he turned in. A butcher in town named Bill Williams, very creative, that's super creative, thought that was pretty good money. He stopped working as a butcher and started killing wolves. He was good at it. Every year, he killed over 500 of them. That came to more than $5,000 for those of you that do math and are keeping up. After 4 or 5 years, Bill had killed so many wolves there were hardly any left in that area. So he retired, and he vowed never to harm another wolf because wolves had made him rich. Say that 10 times fast. Then one day, a farmer reported that a white wolf had killed 2 of his sheep. He had shot at it and hit it, but the bullets didn't have any effect. Soon that wolf was seen all over the countryside, killing and running, but nobody could stop it. One night, it came into Bill's yard and killed his pet cow. Bill forgot about his decision never to harm another wolf. He went into town the next morning and bought a young lamb for bait. He took it out into the hills and tied it to a tree. Then he backed off about 50 yards and sat down under another tree. With his gun in his lap, he waited. When Bill didn't come back, his friends started looking for him. Finally, they found the lamb. It was still tied to a tree. It was hungry, but it was alive. Then, they found Bill. He was still sitting against the other tree, but he was dead. His throat had been torn open. But there was no sign of a struggle. His gun hadn't been fired, and there were no tracks in the soil around him. As for the white wolf, it was never seen again. If you like Storytime videos with an actual book and a face, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be making videos twice weekly. And if you have a specific story that you'd like, let me know. So far, Squeaks, and I, mostly Squeaks, read it, and I held the book. He read The Voice and Harold. Squeaks will be back. He is currently on a camping trip with a couple of squirrels. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. It means a lot to me. And on that note, Vietnam. Mwah. Adieu. From killing their cattle and sheep. He stopped. Shit. Butcher. Fuck. Man needed to get laid. After 4 or 5 years, Bill held. Then one day, a farmer reported that You're vibrating. You're ruining it. That's what happens when there's a gamer in the background.
Sorry.
And he vibrates. Fucking. But it was alive. And I totally ruined that entire fucking line. Let's do that again. Don't judge me. Do you like what I did? I was bored. You know, people can say this is goth, and they wouldn't be wrong, because I am actually a goth. I'm just very lazy. So, yeah, my hair looks ridiculous. I slept in it like this, and I still haven't taken it out. So, maybe I'll do that and come back, and you can laugh at me, because we do that around here. Oh my god. What is this noise? What am I doing with my life? Oh my gosh. What is this? Oh no. Oh no. Wow. That's actually kind of pretty. What have I done with my hair? I look like a little doll. Oh no. What have I done? I'm a dragon. It's Silent Hill.